All right, guys, so in this video, I am going to be breaking down how Samuel Millsap is able to make over $400K a month with his coaching business. And I'm going to be breaking down everything there is within his business. And those are three main things. They are the actual traffic, the actual leads that come in, and then actually converting that traffic. So if you guys are not familiar with Sam Millsap, basically, Sam, he started out as a fitness coach and he scaled his own fitness offer to $50K a month. After that, he kind of started consulting and he switched over to selling info after seeing the potential in that. Essentially just stepping away from fitness and just going into the whole consulting, coaching type of offer to kind of broaden his niche as well. And so basically what Sam does is that he teaches other online coaches how to scale their businesses. And what he teaches is he teaches about content, like when to post, what to post. He teaches about audience engagement, authority tactics as far as being a coach, and etc. And like I mentioned, he's currently doing about $400K a month with this offer. And so you guys are probably watching this video and thinking like, okay, why the hell should I listen to this Asian guy right here? If you guys check out my other videos, I basically break down a whole bunch of other info business owners. And I've also worked with some info business owners that you guys may know. Currently, I'm working with Gia Ruan. He is an info business owner as well, kind of working with him. And also, I'm working with Oliver Forslund within his coaching program right now as a coach there, basically teaching students how to, get started in the info business. But yeah, let's honestly jump right into it. So let's talk about the actual traffic first. So the actual traffic of Sam Millsap's offer is actually surprising as to how he's able to make these high numbers of like $400K a month. Because what's really unique is that he is not really on YouTube. And everybody who knows YouTube knows that it's the best platform to nurture your audience because you can have them watch your videos and, they'll be looking at, your lifestyle, the types of things that you're doing to grow your own business. And, you have them on there for like 20 to 30 minutes, dependent on how long the actual video is. So the thing that's actually super odd that I think is happening is that it's super Instagram and TikTok heavy. And so when you're looking at the traffic, I guess we can let's look at the TikTok first actually, because Instagram is a little bit more in depth, but we can actually look at the TikTok first here. So when looking at the TikTok, right, if we just look at his account here, just to go over some things, he has about 500,000 followers. He has about 35 million likes. And in the bio here, it mentions broke to millionaire in just 2 years. And also he has a little call to action here, which is basically to his free training. And this is all about his personal transformation. That's what it's kind of gearing towards. And so the reason why I think he put this broke to millionaire in just 2 years is because a lot of time when people are looking for coaches and things like that, they want it to be done in a timely fashion. They want the quickest results and the best results possible. And so I think that's kind of what he's doing here. He's building his authority that he's been able to transform himself from broke to a millionaire in just 2 years. And, this gives you the perception that, hey, if you listen to what he has done for himself, you can be in a similar position as him there. And so when looking at the TikTok here, you're going to see a lot of similar short form that is on Instagram. It's basically edits. He talks about like relatable stuff. But TikTok is where he does a lot more of his sit down talking videos. So as you can see, there are, some videos, obviously there's some edits and stuff. So if you guys can look at this right here, how do you have that at 22? Chill, bro, it's not a Bugatti. That's an edit video. Here's another edit video, getting rich so our kids can have the life I didn't. Another edit video, the most amazing best friend and partner. Obviously he has another edit video here, probably talking about excuses or whatever. A video of him when he was younger. This is when he's 19. I believe he is like 22 or 23 right now, but I might be wrong. But basically, he does have a good amount of views for his actual account. Obviously, these don't have as much views because they must have been really recent as far as when I took the screenshot. But the other videos that you guys see here, almost 80K, about 50K, about 45K, almost 80K, 60K, whatever. You guys can see that he has a lot of views, and majority of the videos that he makes is just him talking. Like, he talks about relatable stuff. And I think that is what really is able to connect with his audience, because he's being authentic with everything. He speaks his mind. He speaks what he's feeling for the day. And that's how he's able to connect with his audience there on TikTok. And so let's move over to his Instagram now. And his Instagram has sort of similar numbers. Not really, maybe like 100K off. But honestly, if you've watched any of my videos before, you've heard me talk about how Instagram followers are way better as far as the quality of audience that you have. So in my opinion, like, one Instagram follower is worth like 2 or 3 TikTok followers. So he has 366K followers here. And so when you look at his profile here, right in the bio, he mentions that he's an online coach, which is honestly really good. It kind of sets up the authority there, and it tells his audience what he actually does to make his money. And so he has also #1 consultant for online coaches, basically telling what he does, helping coaches scale from 0 to 30K per month. Talks about who he helps and kind of like what he actually does as far as the end goal as well. It's that 0 to 30K, but who he helps is coaches. And also, it's a little call to action here: DM me, coach, for my step-to-step process. And that is his CTA. And then he also has that free training, which is the exact same one within TikTok here. And so, you know, super easy access, super clear as to who he helps, what he does, a call to action, and also, you know, kind of an authority thing here with the online coach. And so let's break it down into a few things. We're going to talk about his pinned post, his daily post and reels, and then his story sequence. So with his pinned post here, the ones that were pinned at the time here consisted of student results, usage of his tactics, and free sauce about how he would start again from 0. All right, and so let's look at this first video here. This one is a student result. So he's talking with a student here, and it seems like the student was saying, like, you know, I'm shitting my pants, honestly, LMAO. I made 5.2. I'm guessing that's like 5.2K. I just don't think they put that in there in the past 3 days. And so he kind of talks about this student's result and how, you know, this student sees it as a life-changing moment. And that's how he's able to, you know, bring his audience in, showing that, yeah, these things do work. And so also for the second pinned post here, it is actually a question that he asked on Instagram. And this is, you know, ask me questions about online coaching. Someone decided to ask the question of how to align your content day to day to go along with your offer, avoiding posting BS. And this is an actual tactic that he goes over within his own coaching program on how you can go ahead and post content and post meaningful content, not necessarily trying to go viral every single time. You know, there's obviously posts that you can make to become viral, but then there are also posts that you need to make to convert your audience into paying clients and things like that. So he kind of goes over that in this video. So proof of concept, or, you know, usage of his tactic there, student results. And then the last thing is just free sauce about how he would start again from 0. Yeah, these are just some of his pinned posts. You know, obviously he wants to provide insane value with these 2 posts here. And then with this student result here, it's just proof that, you know, his system actually works, or his students are actually able to make money off of his mentorship. And so looking at his daily posts and reels now, he does a lot of edits, you know, so it's a mixture of edits, raw conversations, life updates, and flexing. And so, like, as you can see here, you know, we can just kind of go through any of these videos. This one, my girl's closet, because she stayed when I was broke. You know, it's a little bag or whatever. A little video of talking about why am I broke. I'm guessing this is kind of like a video to relate to somebody who's probably not making money with their content. He has a video of him talking here, probably just some free sauce, some flexing content. He's got his cars out there, some more flexing content, I guess, as well, just in case anyone was thinking of breaking in, please do. And then also another kind of like edited video here. And basically this is just to go ahead and get viewers on him, whether they follow him for the lifestyle, whether they follow him for like the kind of comedy edits that he makes, kind of like what this one is about. All the content that he's actually posting out there is to get eyes. And so, yeah, that is kind of what his mix of daily posts and reels are. And so lastly, his story sequences for his Instagram, there's a few things here. So this was taken a few days ago, and today is May 28th, 2025. And so what he had posted was a good mix of audience engagement, call to action, kind of like lifestyle stuff, and then a questionnaire, just some more audience engagement here. So as you guys can see, these first three here. So the first one was questions and audience engagement, asking about AI and online coaching questions. This was kind of like a CTA, a new launch of a product, basically just self-promotion. It's live, get access here. Within this one, he has audience engagement, a little bit more flexing, talking about a Lambo Urus, trying to get some more people to engage with the story, facts, IDK, I'm sad, whatever. This one is actually a manifestation post, basically manifesting a mansion one day. And in this next one, he basically just gives a lot of free sauce, basically talking about motivation and forcing uncomfortable situations within your life. And you need to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to grow. So a little rant about that. And then lastly, just a little relatability post to end off the night. Looks like he's having a date night with his girl or whatever, some steak or whatever, wine, and just, being relatable there. And so that's pretty much the majority of his Instagram funnel. He has a lot of content that he posts on the daily. Usually it's like 2 to 3 times a day. And as you can see, kind of like what he's doing on TikTok here, right? You can definitely see that these videos were all posted within like maybe the same hour or so. Same background between all of them. And he's just pumping out good content, kind of like the same thing with these videos here. They're probably the exact same time of filming, and he's just pumping out numbers so that he can get more people to view his videos here. And so I know I mentioned that he is super Instagram and TikTok heavy, but he does have a YouTube. It just is not being used as much as it should be. And the reason why I'm saying this is because YouTube is literally the best platform if you want to get a good, solid, engaged audience. And that's because they are watching your video for so long, whether it's a 21-minute video like this one here, 17-minute video, even these 6-minute videos or 10-minute videos, they are a lot better at nurturing your prospects than those short, 60-second clips or 30-second clips, kind of like what he's doing within Instagram and TikTok like that. And so honestly, he's missing huge potential for more nurturing through the long form content. And since he's not posting a lot on YouTube, he's not really putting top of funnel content, and it's actually making it so he's missing out on tons of engagement here. As well. He does have a few videos at the time of recording. The latest video was 4 months ago. And the type of videos that he makes, he has some authority videos here, kind of just showing that he is actually making the money. He's picking up a new Huracan right here. This is kind of like a day in the life of a 22 millionaire video. This one here is his only like sit down talking VSL video that's actually long. This one is like 25 minutes or whatever. And so, yeah, he's honestly not putting out too much YouTube content. I honestly think he would be able to like 2 or 3x what he's currently doing with his offer right now if he went ahead and really just dived into YouTube. We've seen that with, creators such as Iman Gadji, Daniel Dalen, and stuff like that. When people watch your long form stuff, you get a super engaged audience, and they're always going to be coming back for more. And we've even seen it where like Iman has already started making a business orientated account because he knows that, okay, he can make these kind of like top of funnel content that he's putting out within his main channels and stuff like that. But he obviously knows that maybe he has audiences that are not necessarily beginners and they're more intermediate viewers. So, he would definitely want to make some videos to cater to those guys as well. So if you guys see Iman's like business YouTube, that's, who he's catering towards. So yeah, definitely there is a lot of things he can do as far as his YouTube here with his top of funnel, kind of like the exact same stuff that he put into his Instagram and TikTok bios here. Broke to millionaire in just 2 years, 13K subs or almost 14K subs. And if you guys can see here, he has 1.3K videos, but those are kind of like the short form content as well. It's basically the exact same stuff as what he's putting out on Instagram and TikTok. But as far as like the actual long form, He only has 6 videos. So, but little call to action here to get people into the door if they decide to go that way. And so basically, as you guys can see, the video description as well, it's not really set up for high conversion, if I'm being honest. If you guys can take a look, this is actually from his Lamborghini Huracan video here. And so, ugly arrow, and so when you guys take a look at it, right, he mentions like Lamborghini Huracan, day in the life, and picked up my Lamborghini STO, some more of the Lamborghini stuff right here. But then his actual like call to action is like at the bottom here, which I think is not great for visibility. If I was in his position here, I would definitely just put this at the top, the call to action at the top, and then you can do more of the like description of the video and stuff like that afterwards. So yeah, something that I would just go ahead and change up. And so now we have to actually look at, why do people watch Sam's content, whether it is on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. What is it that makes him special? And I think it falls down into 4 pillars here. So it falls down into super vulnerable content. That's what he usually pushes out. Basically, it's him talking about his life issues and anything that comes to mind. And as you can see, he's pumping out a ton of videos. And, these are all, within the same day or whatever. These ones are in the same day. These look like they were all in the same day, but they're all doing a ton of numbers. And he talks about whatever is on his mind. Whatever may be happening within his coaching business, maybe some struggles that were brought upon him from his clients and things like that. And he just basically talks about it to his audience to, become more relatable. And so he's doing a ton of that, a ton of talking videos, and basically anything that comes to mind. And so another pillar here is the flashy and dream lifestyle, just kind of what we've been seeing with other creators such as Brez Scales, TJR Trades, basically flexing the home, the supercars, the financial freedom and things like that. As you can see here, he is flexing his cars, the Urus, the STO, whatever. And so another pillar here of why people watch his content is his proof of money making. He is definitely pushing it throughout his bios and things like that, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, broke to millionaire in just 2 years with online coaching. And so also he's just showing that he's able to afford things such as the Lamborghini STO here. So that's his proof of money making. And lastly, I think what is the most important thing is that he has kind of like a success story here. He started from the bottom. He grew up poor. He had NFL dreams and things like that. He was ridiculed with injuries within his story growing up, and he also faced homelessness. And so now that he's a millionaire, as you can see, this is also from one of his thumbnails, drop out to $1 million. He's able to use himself as a success story, and he basically is his own testimonial there. And so this is actually what I would call the comeback kid marketing strategy. And so he definitely pushes this a lot. Everybody loves a good underdog story, especially when it feels relatable to your own life. And so some of the things that I mentioned here, facing adversity. He experienced struggle, failure, loss, or a rock bottom moment. He refuses to give up though. Despite all the odds, they choose to keep going or make a change. And then the part that really gets people is him transforming his life. They grow mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. And at the end, they always return stronger. They overcome the challenge and come out better than before. And so Sam has been able to use his own story of how he overcame personal problems. And the solution that had his life do a 180 turn was coaching. And so that's what he definitely pushes out there a lot. Coaching saved his life. Coaching was the reason why he is now a millionaire. And his target audience resonates with the exact same struggles. And that is what inspires them to work with Sam and use coaching as their vehicle to change their own lives. So it's kind of like hey, this helped me, this can help you. If I can help you because it helped me, then hey, you can be a millionaire too. Basically, that is the whole comeback kid marketing strategy right there. And so, yeah, that kind of wraps up the actual traffic there. So a breakdown of his short form content his also long form content, and how he's actually getting people to watch him and why people actually watch him in the first place. And so that being said, let's go ahead and move over to the leads portion of the video here. And so he has two types of leads that come in. He has the link to the landing page, which is this link here that he's pushing out through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And he also has his call to action from his Instagram DMs. So let's go ahead and look at let's look at the Instagram DMs, because this one is a little bit more straightforward. It's just like text messages. And so he has the Instagram call to action, which is DM me coach for my step-to-step process. And so this is basically just me falling in line into, DMing him the word coach and stuff like that, and how he basically has his setter qualify me to see if I'm a good fit or not. So some of the things that he asks are, are you already coaching or looking to start? And obviously I'm going to answer all the questions in order to, just straight up qualify myself here. So yeah, looking to start. So what's the goal of starting the coaching business? Trying to leave 9 to 5, make cash on the side. What has been the biggest struggle so far? How much cash would you say you have set aside to invest in yourself? Would you invest in yourself if you were in a bad spot? What's your credit looking like right now? Can you handle like $300 to $400 a month and we can move forward? And then once he knows that, I'm a qualified person to maybe join the mentorship or whatever, he sends over his calendar link and then basically just says, let me know when done. And so that is pretty much the Instagram call to action here. And basically you just go ahead and select the dates or whatever and select a time. And then you'll go ahead and be part of the sales process, which is next here, or the conversion process. But looking at the landing page, once you click on the actual link, there is a 14-minute VSL. And so what he's basically advertising is how he turned $47 into a consistent $400K a month as an online coach in his first 2 years. And so some super important things here, right? He mentions that this is a 100% free training. And so the reason why he does that is because he wants to give out as much free sauce as possible so people can see him as a trusted source. And so another thing that you're going to see is that he uses numbers really well here. And so the reason why I say that is he mentions $47 and $400K a month. And so this proves two things, right? It proves that with him, all it really took was a small investment, the small investment of $47, and how that was able to transform his life into now making $400K a month. And so that's super important there, because now people are going to get that perception of $47. That's like what? Like a dinner, you know what I mean? It's as much as a dinner. If you're willing to spend as much as a dinner to go ahead and invest yourself, maybe you can go ahead and get these numbers that Sam is getting. And he also mentions, again, first 2 years, kind of like that time thing, how quick it was for him. And he also presents itself as you do not need a massive following or a complicated system. He basically explains everything within this 14-minute VSL. And so if you look down, there are testimonials, and I'm covering their faces just because, like, out of respect for them or whatever. This one says, Max collected $13K in 2 weeks after joining Limitless. And that's the actual name of the program for Sam's mentorship. It's called Limitless. 13K in 2 weeks. Eli went from 0 to 40K cash collected in 2 months after joining. More testimonials. Jake doubled his monthly income after 2 weeks joining. Nick went from 10K per month coaching to doubling his revenue in the first week. And also some more results from, it looks like some actual like text messages or things like that. This dude bought a new Benz. This guy looks like he has a new Mustang here. And these are basically just wins from the mentorship. And so as you guys can see within the landing page here, no matter which little block you are looking at, the VSL, these testimonials here, these testimonials, or these actual wins, you're going to see that there's going to be the link to apply for the coaching, and lastly, another one to apply for the coaching. And they do this just because maybe after watching the video, I don't know how long this is, let's just say it's like a 2-minute video or something, basically a testimonial, and now you're sold on to buying. You don't want to go ahead and have to scroll all the way up to click apply for the coaching. You want it to just be super easy access for anybody who's even thinking about applying. So that's why they put it right here. whether you just got reading this, or looking at these videos, should be super easy access for you to go ahead and access the coaching link. And that's basically going to bring you into a type form here, basically asking a bunch of questions. It's kind of like just the automated version of what this DM is like. So they just ask you a few questions here. What is your primary long-term goal with coaching? Explain what your current situation is. What's your email, name, phone number, right here. What's your Instagram as well? And this is so they can go ahead and send you like some nurturing assets down the line. And also they ask like, why you would be a good fit. Are you 18 plus? What's your current monthly income? This is a exclusive group of coaches because you get exclusive access to Sam and our systems. This requires an investment. And then they're basically asking, what do you have to go ahead and invest? And so once you get to that point, you get to see if you qualified or not. And once you do qualify, obviously you can go ahead and select a time. It's the exact same calendar as the one up here. So exact same thing, but this is just after you are qualified from the actual Typeform itself. And so once you guys are qualified and you guys book with the calendar link there, you guys are going to get into the conversion process here. And so after the Typeform is filled out or you are qualified from the Instagram DMs, setters are now in place. And so if you guys don't know what setters are basically the people who like nurture you up until the point of you hopping onto a call with the actual closer. So for the leads, if you did sign up, they are basically called and then qualified, 2 hours max response for better results. And this actually gives Sam an edge because it's quick response. They're in the moment of wanting to join the mentorship. If you were to go ahead and respond maybe later, let's just say within 4 days, 5 days, or something like that, the actual interest won't even be there anymore. And so that's when you go ahead and do the booking with the sales team. After the booking date is set, the setters make sure the leads watch VSLs. And this basically helps nurture the lead to better understand what is being offered. They're going to send you a bunch of sauce, basically explaining what Sam actually does, how he's able to help you and things like that, send you some more testimonials, whatever it may be. And so the more time consuming those videos, the easier it is to close you. And so there are two different types of conversion actions. There are the actual manual actions and then the automatic actions. And so for the manual actions here, basically what happens is that the lead books a call. And so what happens here is that the lead books a call within that 1 to 4 day time period or whatever that allows you, or 2 day period. And so basically what happens is that the setter is going to make a WhatsApp group. And basically that's with the lead, the actual client, aka Sam, and then the closer. And the client is not actually Sam. It's kind of like a secondary phone number that his team can use to basically go ahead and connect with the lead. And that's because there's probably hundreds of people who are reaching out to Sam. So obviously he can't do all the heavy lifting and all the communication work, and he has a whole team for that. But that gets sent out immediately. The other thing that gets sent out immediately is the email confirmation, basically the time and location, whether it's on Zoom or whatever. I believe it was on Zoom once I looked at that. And then also a link to the pre-call assets, like I mentioned, a bunch of those videos to basically have you consume them. And then also the closer will communicate with the lead. And so also 24 hours before the call, you're going to get an Instagram and text reminder. 1 hour before the call, you're going to get an Instagram text reminder and the call link. And then also 5 minutes before, you're going to get an Instagram text reminder and call link again. And so that is with the manual actions there. And so for the automatic actions, that is in regards to actually doing like the link to the landing page here. So once you do the landing page and you connect there and set your calendar booking, what happens is that you will basically get a page redirect confirming the call. And it's going to tell you to go to your inbox. And from there, you get the email confirmation. All of this is immediate, by the way. Time and location, link to add the event to your calendar. And then you will get kind of the same thing. Instead of like the Instagram reminder, you'll kind of get like the email reminder from Calendly. And basically, you get one 24 hours before, 6 hours before, 1 hour before, and then 5 minutes before. But then for the 1 hour and 5 minutes before, it's the exact same thing with the call link. Instead here. And so that's kind of basically the process leading up to the actual call. Once you guys do get to the call itself, you're going to hop on the call with the closer, because obviously Sam can't close all of his calls with all of the volume that he gets. And so obviously once you hop on the call, if you get closed, Sam's team is going to collect some cash. And that's basically how they are able to make the profits. They basically get cash collected. Maybe it's paid in full, maybe it's through a payment plan, whatever. If they don't go ahead and close you, what happens is, no close, no cash collected, but basically they will follow up with emails and DMs from Sam's team, basically pushing you to get onto a second call. So potential second call to close again, once more nurtured in the future. And what they will do with that is, they'll send you more free sauce, basically convincing you that Sam is still the right option. After that, you'll basically go ahead and hop on a call again with the closer. And I'm pretty sure, you'll probably have to actually walk through this whole process again, just the reminders and things like that leading up to the call. Leading up to that second call, it's probably going to be a way higher closing rate just because you've already went through the whole process. You kind of already see what they have to offer. And then, it'll be easier for them to close you and then collect cash. And so with all of this, you guys can see that it's a big funnel, but it's honestly pretty straightforward. It's always traffic, leads, conversion. And the reason why Sam has been able to grow so much is because he knows his audience. And so that's kind of why I kind of focused on the marketing strategy called the Comeback Kid strategy here. And that's honestly something people struggle with a ton when doing their info business, is that they do not know who they should be marketing to, and they do not know who's actually resonating with the actual content they're putting out. And so obviously Sam is able to print tons of money with his own coaching business. And I know if you guys are watching this, you guys are probably in the info space or the coaching business as well. And I hope you guys were able to take a ton of knowledge from this, but this can definitely be super time consuming to do on your guys' own. And so me and my business partner Millsap here, basically what we run is Six Figure Operator, and this is our high ticket growth agency. And so basically we go through a bunch of things as far as our fulfillment and delivery. This is all a done for you system, not done with you. We're not here to just go ahead and tell you what to do. We actually help you go ahead and build out the actual system. And so we start off with content optimization, basically getting your socials dialed in, whatever you may use, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you're a streamer. Maybe we have to dial in your Kick or your Twitch or whatever. We'll help you do that. As far as market research, this is basically just to go ahead and understand your market, knowing what to sell, who to sell it to, what are the actual pain points that your audience are experiencing within their own life. We also assist with the actual offer creation here. What is everything our client will need to build out their coaching offer, whether it's the actual offer statement. And we also assist with the actual creation of the product. Basically, how is it going to be delivered? We'll go ahead and assist you the whole way through and build out your coaching, whether it's one-on-one, one to a group, if it's a course or a community, whatever it may be. We'll go ahead and assist you with that as well. And we will also do the whole funnel and asset creation for you. At the end of the day, we want to go ahead and give you the best quality leads. 1 or 2 qualified leads are way better than 50 unqualified leads. So we will help you with the whole funnel and asset creation for that, whether it is kind of like a DM thing going on, maybe it's a VSL, a webinar, maybe you optimize your community to go ahead and convert, maybe it's through email, whatever it may be. And I guess the best combination of funnels is dependent on what you're actually offering. For example, somebody who has a dropshipping coaching offer is not going to be the same as someone who does strictly fitness. And so we have to optimize the best combination for you in order for you to have the best results. We also do the actual launch preparation, basically generating hype throughout your platforms. We do pre-launch processes, the actual launch process, email strategy, YouTube, community, the whole 9 yards, basically getting as much eyes as possible, generating hype, and then obviously converting them at the end. And with conversion, that comes through the sales process here. Nothing matters if you cannot close an actual sale. So basically, we have to use every single lead and make the most out of every lead. If you don't have a sales team already, we'll go ahead and get to work building it. If you do have a sales team, we'll go ahead and help you do all the reviewing as far as the metrics, tracking, KPIs and use all the info to always improve. We have the automated actions and the manual actions as well. And so also within Six Figure Operator, we can only help you if you fall under these 3 categories. Who we can help are info business owners or coaches struggling to scale past 20K a month. Also, we assist with creators or influencers making 10K a month who wants to start their high ticket offer. And lastly, who we can help are people who have a high income skill and want to start teaching others through high ticket. Through high ticket. So these are the actual people we can go ahead and help there. So yeah, if you guys found this valuable, go ahead and let me know. You guys can connect with me through Instagram as well. But if you guys want a direct link to, a free audit with me and my partner, go ahead and click the link below. Hope you guys really enjoyed the Sam Millsap breakdown as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one.